super bloody, but ultimately we need rest here. We're gonna have to put some troops in the garrison here and seek our next challenge here. That was a particularly unsuccessful sally attempt, but ultimately a win is a win. And now we'll see if there's anybody else that wants to line themselves. I didn't even get the words out of my mouth. Line themselves up for our next battle here. They're just fucking swarming in like buzzards, expecting their fill of dead man's flesh. In fact, there's 2 Southern Empire armies here coming from the south, looking to evidently avenge their Northern Empire brethren here. We are very beat up after that bloody battle. Almost half our troops, over half our troops are wounded. Most of our companions are wounded. I was able to get a few healthy units out of the garrison, but they're lower level units. It's like brigands and whatnot. But this is the case here in our campaign, and I think this instance here is a perfect opportunity here for some keep defense. This castle, I've seen this castle on foot. I like to explore castles, and this castle has a beautiful layout. It's just beautiful. Actually, let's recruit some prisoners here. This is the perfect time. We're understaffed here. We need some people. And wait till you see this castle here. This 2,600, well, at least 2,600 Southern Empire forces are in for a rude awakening here when they see what they're up against here. Of course, this is their own castle. They have another army. 3 armies from the Southern Empire marching like they're going down the wedding aisle here. We'll build some fireball counter siege here and await these fucks. This is definitely an opportunity for some epic siege. We love a little chaotic monster siege here. This looks like it's going to be over 4,000, and that's right up our alley. Now we're really banged up. This is not a good situation for us, and they have most of trust. You fuck. This fucking family here, this Southern Empire lord and his brother. Where's his brother? No, it's his son. Where's his brother? This fucking guy here. These 2 guys here have been an absolute pain in my fucking side for like 30 years of battle. Look how old he is, and then look at this guy's stats. Like this is a mature kingdom. People ask all the time, what does a mature kingdom in Bannerlord look like? Look at these guys. These guys must be like level 40 or something like that. Running around with like 300 riding skill and shit like that. I'm gonna look forward to fucking taking those guys out in this battle here. And of course, I guess we shouldn't count our chickens before they hatch here as the minions pour in for the Southern Empire force. And we're outnumbered almost 10-1 now in this situation. Now, that's not out of the realm of possibility. We've pulled off a 10-1 victory before, but this is obviously... There's fucking more troops. Another Northern Empire force. I can't complain. I mean, this is actually what we wanted. I wanted this with an ultra late game campaign, and it is amazing. I mean, it is just an absolute continuous conveyor belt of enemies. It's like those fucking people at the airport on those horizontal elevators, only it's the enemy just being shuttled in front of us here. And more forces. Western Empire forces... What are they, joining the battle? I can't tell what's going on here. But we've got a lot of forces. They just began the assault. So I think it's just the Southern Empire. I've seen weird things in Siege before where the enemy all of a sudden, there's multiple enemies attacking you in Siege. But I think this is only Southern Empire forces. And we're outnumbered 9-1, right? So... of course, I'll mention normal player damage for our entire Epic Siege series. This definitely qualifies as Epic Siege, outnumbered almost 10-1, and look at this fucking beautiful castle. Of course, there's a beautiful sunset to enjoy it. Look at this jutting bastion here. I mean, this is just an architectural marvel. This thing over here looks like a big ship prow. It really is a beautiful configuration. There's death traps all over the place. I can get some fireball siege lined up here. This ultra high tower, could you imagine playing this like PvP with 300 on 300? It would have to be like 50 on 300 or 100 on 1,000 or something because of how badass this is. And the best part is the rolling hills where it rolls up to the main keep. It's not only picturesque, but these units here, look at this shit. They can stand on these stairs overlooking the courtyard down there, protected by that lower bowl. This is just a masterful. Whoever built this, the Tail Worlds, I want to give the guy a hug. As someone who likes Siege, this is an absolutely. This might be the most incredible, well-suited, defendable castle I've ever seen in Bannerlord, and I don't make that statement lightly. There's some nice castles, but this is godlike. Not to mention it's beautiful. Like, I want to move in here. I want to, you know, marry some foul-breathed, you know, matron who brings a bunch of Gouldens with her dowry and move into this castle here, ready to defend it. It just feels like this is the ultimate place to defend. So we shall see. This is the perfect opportunity, right? What a perfect opportunity. We're against 5,000, almost 5,000 Southern Empire forces here, with our banged up force too, right? We're not even at full health. We got a lot of guys still injured. A lot of our companions are injured, and we're going to set up the best configuration we can. It seems like those two stairways are vulnerable for enemy attack, so I've got a square over there to kind of cover it. I'm going to use the 4th archers on that bull because it looks like they'll be able to do some decent shooting on the enemy. I'm not thrilled about it because they're very vulnerable down here. But I've been kind of letting this go a little bit more often, just because it's more authentic to Siege, but also if you assist them and keep an eye on them, sometimes they can actually do okay. And I want to stress that okay. They never do a great job because they don't take cover. I should just explain, I just held fire with the 2nd and 6th. They're both quasi-skirmisher divisions. Look at this shit. I can ride my horse up here and fire javelins into the enemy. Fuck you guys. Come and get our fucking beautiful city. There's like a ship here. This is amazing. And you tell I'm excited. I mean, who doesn't like a beautifully designed architectural castle like this? I would pay $1,000 to tour this in real life, if such a thing existed. This just reminds me of some of the places that my wife and I plan on going in Europe. There's the fucking Lord right there. Let's kill this motherfucker. Now, this is the beauty of a 4K monitor. Fuck. This is the beauty of a 4K monitor and a nice graphics card. We just killed Monstros. Choke it down. Where's your brother? We're going to take out your brother, too. Hopefully we can hit him right in the head with a fireball or something like that. This is fucking a perfect setup for us. These archers here are doing pretty good work. And I base it not only on the guys dying, but the sounds, right? If you hear them just, they're getting shot over and over again, get those fucking guys off there, right? They're just going to get killed. Here, it looks like the enemy archers don't have a very good angle, and so these guys are racking up the kills, and I hear the occasional guy getting hit. Is that him right there? I just killed another Lord. No, that wasn't him, but it was another Lord. Where's this fucking guy? I see Lords down there. I'm just going to keep on throwing until I find him. It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Jim? There he is. I hit him right in the fucking head. How beautiful. What a fucking great start to this episode. Well, we still need to secure victory here. It'll be a bittersweet battle here if we end up losing this siege. Hey, that's Yuha of the Jawal. I recognize this fuck from the battlefield. And I just drilled him right in the gut with a javelin. We got our, I was saying, with a really nice graphics card, 4K monitor, you can really do some amazing things at range with, of course, bow and arrow, or in this case, javelins. They're throwing 1,000 javelins up here at us, and most of them are just becoming deaths for the enemy as I grab their javelins from them. I couldn't be happier so far with this setup. I mean, the only way it could be happier is if, like, that medieval gal I was telling you about with the bad breath, if she was, well, let's just say if she was doing naughty things at the same time as this siege. We'll try to keep it from being crude here. We're going to wait for these guys to set up here with their ladders, very predictably, and then rain some fucking fireball death on these motherfuckers. Yeah, here you guys, pack yourself as tightly as possible. Thank you very much. You guys get blown up en masse, fucking bunch of dipshits, lined up like for a Subway sandwich. I hate crowds, by the way. I've never really gone into a rant about that. I know I'm part of a crowd, right? I'm a human being just crowded in with everybody else, but I fucking despise crowds. It just reminds me of how fucking overpopulated humans are. Alright, we'll try not to go on too big of a rant about that. I don't do too much soapboxing while we're playing here, but sometimes guys enjoy a little rant once in a while with their headshots on Tactical Enlightenment. We're defending this wing here, in particular because I want these fireballs. I've got my units here sort of skirmishing, and I'm trying to avoid getting hit, because I'm going to continue to rain these fireballs down on the enemy. Now, what a courtyard setup we have, right? They just broke through the main... oh, shit. The enemy's pouring through our gatehouse. They must have come up the other side. No problem. We're happy to kill you guys, too. Come on over. Fortunately, I've got plenty of javelins. You should know where they came from. Your own guys fucking threw them at my feet. So let's see if there's some... I think there's some exploding balls up here. Yep, there are. These guys haven't wasted them all yet. Let's get the gate ready. We'll charge with the 2nd and 6th if we need to. Right now, we just have that 1st Division in a square. Watch this shit. I got an idea. No, not dismount. Let's have these guys back up. Watch this shit. My angle isn't great. We're gonna have to do an alley up here. All right, fire all the javelins. Unload. And here, let's add our rainbow shot. This is risky. Oh, that's a fucking 3-point shot. I just fucking mangled the enemy chasing our guys. What a fucking sequence that was for them. And these guys are vulnerable too. Let's kill some more enemy here. Let's see if I can reach that far. Oh yeah. Oh, this motherfucker. Get out of here. This is our gatehouse. I always figured in medieval war this would be like one of the most intense but also like honorable and fun duties would be to be the gatehouse captain, like the guy in charge of 50 people or 100 people defending a situation like this. You would just be directing your archers, okay, this side, and having your guys, if they existed, throw these explodable balls and just blow up the enemy en masse. It would be scary, of course, because you never knew if there was going to be 100 enemies pouring up one of the sides, but man, would it be fucking exciting. A great responsibility, right, because you're one of the critical components of a keep siege defense. And I don't know, I have these little fantasies about doing that shit. Alright, we got 1,000 javelins on the ground. These are actually probably ours. The 2nd and 6th Corps, I told them to open fire there when that first enemy wave decided to become annihilated. God, we've eviscerated that crew. My units went too far out the gate here, so we're trying to pull some of these guys back. And we're going to give them a little cover fire as these guys try to get back in. I've got a square now set up at the gate. Like a lot of castle sieges, you're going to see me use a square here near the gate with skirmishers. You see these skirmishers are firing in javelins. And those archers, of course, up on the hill. I don't even need to think about it. I'm going to take an eye on them once in a while, but these motherfuckers are firing javelins on the ground. My careless companions here. They're like 4-year-olds throwing their toys. But those archers up there are going to be firing from down on that hilltop. Now I can see the arrows. You can just barely see them if you focus. Fuck, that's a lot of enemies. I can't get too carried away here, ranting. Look at how fast that guy was running. Who the fuck is that? I don't know who that was, but that was like the fastest running companion. She must have a speed banner. Well, there's the proverbial one of our guys killed. Argyle, you got your wish. Maybe that means we're going to be successful, right, buddy? Oh, shit. He smacked me with his mace. Oh, fucker. Get off. Enemies really swarming this square, but look at the death spam, right? Every once in a while I'll glance up. It's 90% or 80% green because these guys are defending. The square is holding tight. They're in like a maelstrom, right? There's just absolutely 100 enemies swarming them, swinging their monopoliatons at them, but they have support. These guys are not alone. I just charged with the 2nd and 6th. These guys come in to clean up their elite divisions. They just came in and all I heard was enemies screaming, and oh shit, almost took a fucking monopoliaton, and we're successful. We'll back these guys up again. We'll pull the 6th out. Look at the archers. Now I can get a good angle on them. Like, they are absolutely raining in death here on the enemy. This is an incredible castle. I really want to visit it, on my next tour. My wife and I are going to Europe. We're going to visit some of these amazing castles. I really want to visit it, but what I really want? I want to be fucking assaulted by 5,000 Southern Empire fucks and be given control of the gatehouse command. Wouldn't that be fucking sick? You could drink your mead, your 1% mead, or whatever the fuck, your ale. Get back here, boys. These guys get a little carried away. You could just drink your brew. Because, of course, water back then was totally lethal. Give you all kinds of parasites and shit like that. My horse is running around over there. and just, you know, just control that gatehouse, man, and just hold the castle for the whoever Baron or whatever fucking, probably some tyrant. All right, so this is perfect. Look at this fucking fire. You can just see it. They're taking javelin fire. You can see arrows falling. These guys can't even barely get to the square, right? As soon as they get up the square and raise their hand, I see that guy throw. The javelins are whizzing over my shoulder. We'll attack here. Every once in a while, you're going to see me sally in when it looks like the enemy's making an especially heavy push like this, because we don't want the courtyard to get carried away, right? We want to have at least some control, and actually it's starting to get a little bit messy here. So what you'll see in this situation, a little instructional moment here. Fucking Benabliaton. I like to take cover behind my guys in that situation. We will form a unit in a square and then shove it right to the gate. I don't care, you know, if it's archers, whoever it is, get their fat asses up here and shove themselves on that gate. The enemy's like rampaging over there. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know if the enemy decided that the courtyard was bad news, getting shot like that, but they just fucking beat feet. I don't know if they're trying to let these archers in. It ain't gonna work. Slice some of these archers apart. But now I have this division ready to square here. Where the fuck did those infantry go? Sometimes they'll do that to rally, and then they'll attack you from 3 or 4 locations at the same time. So I'm a little wary of that. That was like 100 troops that just poured up those steps. Now, a lot of them definitely died. I can see the carcasses. I can see the arrows sticking out of their back. I see them up there at that tower. I'm not sure why they did that, but that's very curious. I get this square reestablished. I've got this little personal division. There's some skirmishing on the left side of the keep, but mostly over there the situation is quiet. I was going to say the coast is clear. Sometimes I fumble for my words and I'm thinking about all the different strategies. It's very difficult to you know, provide good narrative while you're fighting these intense battles, right? We have, what do we have? Oh, shit. And sometimes you drill a companion square in the forehead with the fucking javelin. She walked right into that one. Alright, we'll make another sally attempt here. These are archers. They're definitely not coming in here to shoot in our fucking courtyard. This is our courtyard. We're gonna have a head tax on anybody invading this courtyard. It costs you your head if you invade. 1 head per person, please. They got some, what are that, horse archers or something mixed in? Can't really tell. They have a mix here now. So this infantry is pouring in behind a wave of archers, and it's a lot. This is a fuckload. We're gonna have to get some units pushed up here. I don't have enough units here in a square. Obviously, the enemy just shoved right through in this huge block. Got the 8th Corps. We're backing those guys off. I need them for a more prescient moment in the battle. This is a perilous moment, but it's not the worst, right? I've got this enemy basically in a shield wall. It looks like they're just trying to slowly push their way in. I mean, maybe they're hearing the report from the people who ran the other way out of the gatehouse and said, "Don't go in there, man. It's a fucking massacre," right? If you do go in, hold your shield up the whole time. Don't swing your weapon. Just charge with your shield. These guys literally are just holding their shield the whole time. It's an admirable strategy, but with that square holding them back, it's not going to work. I still have my 8th Corps I can bring in. I've got other units I can bring in the case of emergency. I can bring in an Archer Corps if I have to, right? We will jam the gate however it needs be. We've got 3 or 4 Archer Corps. They're positioned in different spots, so they're raining down on the enemy. It's just an absolutely death factory situation here. I'm over here with my fucking 330 athletics and my super fast axe, mowing down enemies. Anybody that sort of sneaks out, I remind them they got to pay the toll too. I can't tell what happened here. Forces just rushed up. I don't know if those are reinforcements or what, but a bunch of our troops just rushed. Look at these guys. They're rushing up angrily. Not quite sure. They must be reinforcements. Okay, so there's a big militia tranche here. This is mostly militia, which is not great, but we'll use these guys in this castle defense, right? We've got our elite troops. We've got ranged troops. I'm happy to use these low-level militia. They will do a very admirable job holding a shield wall. We'll have to support them. Motherfucker, the enemy is pouring in on the left side now. Alright, let's get some forces over here. Let's cut off this little mini rebellion here. It's only like 10 guys. Not even 10 guys. But I'm not about to let these guys wade into our archers. Fucking assholes. These militia archers especially are really vulnerable. Make sure that's all cleaned up. That gal got a militia beat down. The square is kind of wobbly in there, but I've got a unit attacking, and the screen is nice and green, right? The old death spam is highly green, and it has to be, right? We have to obtain, what, a 9 to 10, a 10 to 1 kill ratio in this battle to win. If we get think about that. If we kill 8 enemies for every one of ours, we lose this battle, right? That's how difficult this battle is. There's javelins flying all over the place. Of course, most of my main companions... it's carnage. It's just absolute carnage. Most of my companions at this stage are out of javelins. But the enemy's occasionally throwing them, and of course it'll hit the ground, and then they'll... Look at this death factory. And then they'll end up picking them up, right? Okay, the enemy is coming over on both sides. I can't really do a lot here. That gal's shooting away. I see there's a handful of enemies coming up these ladders over here, but it's more of a nuisance than a real threat. Let's send in the 2nd Division again. The death spam is starting to get a little thicker. I'm going to start looking for those explodable bombs. In a battle like this where the gate starts to get blocked up, right? I look at this fucking beautiful sight. And the enemy's stacked up here like cordwood. How come they're pouring in so fast? We're going to have to send guys aggressively to attack here. I might even need to get down there. As much as I want to throw these balls, if the enemy's just pouring into the courtyard, you know what that means, right? There's a huge breach somewhere. This doesn't look good. Alright, we're going to have to get out here and try to figure out what the fuck's happening. The Jarl leaves for 10 seconds and pandemonium ensues in the gate here. God damn it. You bunch of fucking unsophisticated... Defend, motherfucker! Where'd my square go? It just dissolved? Fuck. It's getting ugly. It is beautiful chaos, but we were definitely hoping for a little bit more efficient at this stage. I mean, we are still, I don't want to say early in this keep siege, but this keep is still vulnerable with all its defensive possibilities. We got to get that square blocked up in there. I'm gonna get fucking maced. Fuck, asshole. Someone avenged me with an arrow. That square's holding on, but just barely. Now the arrows are raining in. We've got to clean this shit up. God, the enemy is relentless in this battle. A lot of times when you massacre an enemy this bad, they will rout. These fucks won't rout. I've seen that a lot lately. And of course, they have very high level lords, right? You saw a few of the fucks that I've been battling against in my extra long game campaign. These guys must be similar level to my characters, right? They're like level 30, level 35, etc. Yeah, well, we rampage here. I've got the perfect killing angle here just to go crazy with my axe. Just overhead lightning shots, kill everything in sight. The enemy's starting to breach again. Not on my watch. God, it's chaos. Come on! Those archers, though, this whole time, like, we're fighting down here hand to hand, but imagine how many arrows are just finding a mark. And, you know, thank God there's no friendly fire. We'd all be dead, right? The archers are up there on that hill, just lacing everything in here with arrows, right? I can see them occasionally whizzing over my shoulder. Guys are getting smoked, so they're getting stabbed, punched, axe over the head, and then on top of that, there's just this massive enfilade fire, and it's the worst kind of fire. It's coming in over their head, so a lot of the shots are headshots. These archers are lighting them up. There's crossbowmen in here. I'd like these guys to get a little better angle. But you see a lot of these guys are still shooting. They don't have the best angle. Sometimes I get myself into trouble micromanaging. Might have a better angle over there. But look at, I mean, this is just a masterful keep design. You have this lower bowl where the infantry can have like a mosh pit, and the archers stay up there drinking their soda, you know, doing whatever they would do in the medieval era, just reloading over and over again. They would be out of ammo, probably, and just absolutely destroying everything in here. Now, I think real medieval tactics, what they would do is they would shield wall the shit out of this and not intermingle with the enemy, right? You wouldn't have this chaotic intermingling. And then once the enemy was sort of bottled up in shield wall, then I think the projectile offensive would be on, right? I think they would unleash hell and obviously not hit their own guys. Shit. Okay, I did not think there's this many guys still here at the gate. I thought we could finish off that round and get a clean... Holy fuck. The enemy just poured in. I might have fucked us here. Well, you don't get to stay commander of the gate if you blow the keep on the very first fucking attempt here. See if we can fix this mistake here. This square is getting absolutely swarmed. Kind of fun fighting on horseback, but I think I'm a lot more efficient on foot. I'm certainly more vulnerable on horseback because these guys swarm the horse. Yeah, I see you trying to come for me, motherfucker. Get your fucking mace out of here. Alright, the square is trying desperately to push its way back into the door, and we need it to. At this stage, this battle now, again, is very tenuous. And this is a feature of these Epic Siege series. I've noticed this, right? Whether it's win or lose, and you should know, right, if you're watching this for the first time, some of these we lose, right? I'm narrating and playing these live. This is definitely a thing. But the sieges, sometimes they swing back and forth where you're just never sure. I'm not sure, you know, whether or not we're going to win, right? It just feels very tenuous. You get a little respite. I'll adjust myself in my chair because sometimes my mouse and shit will slide out of position with all the chaotic fucking clicking. Fortunately, I've configured my audio filtering software so that I think most of the clicks are not audible. If you hear clicks, you can always let me know. Maybe if you're using sensitive headphones, but I think I have it pretty well dialed in. All right, we've got another death chamber now set up. I've got that 5th division and the 7th on the same side that I am here. These fucking guys all want the Jarl's bounty. And they're shooting these guys directly in the back now. The guys are holding a square, but there's not enough. They obviously can't shove through this 150 or whatever it is enemies here. And so the archers are up there just raining arrows into the back of these guys because they're all facing the square. These are some stubborn troops, though. They should have routed a long time ago. I mean, I look up at the power bar and we're actually still in bad shape. So I guess they're not going to rout. We're going to have to kill every single last fucking one of these guys. I just saw a sword sister get shot right in the head. And that's that enfilade fire, right? It's coming over my shoulder here. It's lethal, right? Every time they try to swing a weapon at me, I have like this little friend, right? These arrows whizzing in, fucking smoking them in the forehead. God, they're actually pushing our shield back. Our square back. What do I have to charge here? I'm close to having to charge with archers here. This is a pretty desperate state. If they start flooding this courtyard again, I'm not sure we have the troops to hold back this avalanche. You can see the enemy just seems like they're fucking mushrooms spawning out of the ground. I mean, we kill 100 and 100 more appear right through the gate. You gotta love it. I mean, this is Epic Siege. With all due respect to the YouTube videos out there where it's, you know, 800 against I don't know, 800 against 1500. This is Epic Siege, right? This feels like fucking Helm's Deep, right? This just absolutely feels like a amazing epic movie siege. And again, this is thanks to our very late game campaign. We got a couple mods that make the enemy lords and their armies stronger. But this is amazing. Like, I dreamed about this kind of shit when I first started playing Bannerlord. They might be routing. That last assault there, that might have been curtains for this enemy. We're gonna chop as many of these fucks in half. Sometimes when they're about to rout, if you kill... Okay, they just routed. The enemy is fleeing. What a fucking beautiful siege. A beautiful castle as the sun sets here, and a beautiful siege. Oh, we gotta work on our taekwondo, though. Man, was that fucking amazing. That was so satisfying too. Our 400 and whatever 50 guys, 500 guys, splattering them into the mud here. And we don't have an elite stacked army. Granted, oh, look at this guy. He's completely beheaded. Just his head's laying there. Sorry, dude. Shouldn't have tried to siege our castle here. They're stacked like 2 or 3 feet, and look at all the arrows sticking out of them too, right? These guys all got shot to death. It's just an absolute purple massacre here. There's a couple of our troops mixed in, but it's mostly militia, and that's what I was going to say. Half our force here is militia, so we've really only got 300 troops, right? It's like me and Gweth here holding this badass castle. We lost another companion here. We're down to 144 troops, right? We're in pretty bad shape here after these back-to-back battles, but ultimately this is success, right? This is an amazing success. We killed 3,800, it looks like, and the rest fled. As usual, we'll release all these lords, and I'm curious if this Northern Empire force is going to attack. I just got reminded by the fact that while this Southern Empire force was here, there's another Northern Empire force coming through that it looked like they were going to pass the castle. But if they siege, you know, we're going to have yet another one of our multiple siege episodes here, where it's 2 sieges, but it's definitely epic siege, right? One epic siege followed with another. So anticipating the possibility of another siege, we will recruit all our prisoners. The morale loss won't matter at all, right? Our morale is sky high after that amazing victory. All of our guys are picking out the best rooms in this amazing castle. We're collecting all this amazing loot here. And we shall see if there's another siege here. I think this is an opportunity actually to save this game. I don't often save games here, but I want to be able to clip these 2 files together if indeed there's another castle siege here. And so hopefully I can do this seamlessly. Now we'll return to the castle and we'll just wait and see what happens here. They're leaving. No, we're being besieged. By the Western Empire. These straggly little armies are coming. I can't say straggly. One of them has 400 units, but okay. So the Northern Empire force is not interested. Maybe they heard about the massacre of their army a couple battles ago, and we now have a battle here against Western Empire forces. Now, I imagine part of the reason they're attacking is because of the state of our army. We're in very bad shape here now. I mean, we have over half our troops. The fucking garrison is starving. What a disaster. That means the troops in this castle can't heal, right? All of the units that are in this castle, this 116 guys, doesn't matter how much time elapses, those guys are going to stay wounded. Now, unfortunately, I can't give those guys my food, otherwise they would heal up. But as you can see, we've got another siege here, almost 2,000 against our 400. And that's not going to be an easy task, right? We have a bunch of guys wounded. Whoa. I see what's going on here. They're just fucking waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Holy shit. 32. This is going to be 5,000 again? This is another massive force sieging us here. And immediately they're beginning their assault. Wow. Okay, we've got round 2 of this shit. This is unreal. That wasn't even like 24 hours, and here we go again. It's almost the same number of troops. I'll have to go back and look, but 4,500 Western Empire fucks now want to try themselves bang their head against our castle here. Talk about an onslaught. What is this, 9,000 between these 2 different battles? This is more than epic. This is unbelievable. So we've got 2 fire catapults and 1 guy. How's there 1 guy in a square? I got 1 guy in the 3rd division. Wow, we are in very bad shape here. Of course, we've got a lot of guys that are injured. The entire garrison is injured. None of those guys, they're all pouting, I guess. They can't get food, and so they're back in their beautiful castle saying, "I'm not fighting this time. No one gives me a fucking, you know, a trencher and a bowl of nasty gruel. I'm not fighting today." So it's just our army here and a sprinkling of militia, I think. That's it. And we got to hold back another fucking juggernaut force here. Unbelievable. I mean, these motherfuckers, they're out for blood. Okay, so these archers here are worthless. They're on the wrong side of that tower. That's subpar AI modeling there. Where's this stairway here? We want these guys, this 4th Archer Division, on these stairs. It worked beautifully last time. We're counting on it working again, only now we have like 100 or something less troops. This is a problem. Let's try the 7th a little closer here. These guys have nice enfilade fire. I ended up moving them there in that battle after the battle started. And so now we've got a little bit of experience at this castle. That gives us some shot. We can put the 8th Corps here. Oh, my horse just like slid down that like an elevator. Or an escalator. So I've got the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd. I've got 3 infantry divisions and the skirmishers. The elite 8th is still... And, you know, fortunately, they have that perk that gives them that 30% health. So our troops, our best troops probably have 40% health right now. Maybe 50% because they healed up, like, overnight. These guys all got a little R&R while this new... while this new Western Empire force built their siege towers and shit for this next onslaught. Well, welcome back, motherfuckers. Come and get it. We're happy to kill you guys, too. Now I've got no archers this round over here. I didn't like the fact that it was already putting a bunch of the archers like on the other side of this tower behind me. That's not gonna work. So we'll try this with no archers here on this flank. I see they got a siege tower. Hopefully these dipshits prioritize it. Sometimes the enemy AI, sometimes the allied AI will not prioritize siege. It seems like they're shooting out there at the siege tower. I think they just hit it. If they don't prioritize it, speaking of prioritizing, you fuck lord, catch this shit. Look at 142 damage and she didn't die. I can see your long hair from here, lady. Down you go. That siege tower is moving in. God damn it. I'm gonna have to get on there myself and do it myself. You stupid assholes. Fucking militia. It is a militia guy. Get that fuck out of the way. You want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. I mean, I can see part of the problem. These guys are getting absolutely torched with arrows. Alright, we spanked that shit. One more shot, maybe 2 more shots at most, and it's down. Hurry the fuck up. God damn, they almost got it up to the wall. Oh, shit. He was carrying one of those fireballs and got hit with an arrow and dropped it. Get it. Hurry up. Fuck, it's out of range now. Motherfucker. That one ball that he dropped when he got shot by an arrow, which is stupid, but that's just like that. I was like mid-throw and it fucking dropped. Okay, here they come. They're gonna start pouring up these ladders. I have almost no defenders for this side over here, so this is a problem. The enemy's gonna be absolutely pouring in on this side here. Hopefully I can kill 100 of these guys with the fireballs. As usual, these fucking incredibly brilliant guys, like straight out of Idiocracy, are absolutely piling up here. Just can't wait to be killed. We've killed like half of their units. There's just a... God damn it, I dropped another one. Well, so much for that. It's not going to work very well. Get this 3rd Corps. I'm like effectively abandoning that left side. I don't have any archers there. That 3rd Corps doesn't have support. I think there's fireballs up here, just like the last battle. Yes. We need these, because I see that fucking siege tower over there. There's a fucking 1,000 guys lined up trying to climb that thing. Must be some Costco samples going on again here. The enemy's pretty enthusiastic this time. I mean, they should be trotting over the bodies and blood of the Southern Empire. It'd be cool if it left like some blood for a couple 3 days, like smears of blood from all their dead units. All right, let's have the skirmishers, the 2nd Division, the 6th Division open fire here. The enemy already has a big press into the courtyard. This looks concerning. I've got to take advantage of this. I can't join my men when I have these fireballs here and I can kill 40 guys. It's just way more efficient for me to throw these last 2 balls and hope that we can get it dead set right into the enemy there. I mean, I can't kill 10 guys in 2 seconds any other way. Let's see what the fuck we have going on here. Obviously a breach. Fuck me, and it's elite troops everywhere. Alright, we're gonna have to get the 2nd and the 6th down here in a hurry. These are all legionnaires and elite cataphract with high-end lords. Fortunately, they don't seem interested in attacking me. I'll take advantage here. I spoke too soon. This just feels different than the first fight. This is a slugfest. They are rampaging with our best troops. The death spam is not particularly good. There's quite a bit of red. They got legionnaires and Manavolitons wailing away with fucking confidence. Fuck you guys. This is our castle. Sometimes they get a little angry and keep siege, right? You gotta be able to harness that anger though, right? I'm not like pushing harder on the mouse. You just kind of get an attitude like, fuck you, we are defending this castle, right? You gotta dig down deep, focus a little bit more. I'm gonna have to fucking send archers in here. Yeah, I'm sorry to do this to you fellas. This is just evolving quickly. We'll send an archer corps down there in a hurry. Those archers are in a square. I don't know if they're gonna be able to push their way through this mass of enemy forces here. I mean, there's a fuck ton of enemies here. We're gaining levels. You know, fucker, I saw that shit coming, couldn't avoid it. People ask sometimes how we gain so many levels, how our guys are level 30, you know, level 35, all our companions. Do I need to, I mean, do you see what's going on here? I almost want to tell those guys, are you seeing what's happening here? We just had a battle against 2,300 Northern Empire fucks, and then 40-something hundred Southern Empire fucks attacked. And then a day later, like, we weren't even allowed to catch our breath, right? Like, no breakfast for us or anything. And now here's 4,500 Western Empire fucks. This is not a normal campaign. All the things that are irregular about my campaign should make sense when you see this, right? This is just an insane amount of experience that guys are gaining. Kills, you know, our companions are routinely getting 50 kills. I'm getting 50 kills or 400 kills. You know, when guys are like, hey, you must be cheating for all that gold. We fucking shit gold in our campaign. We just don't even need it, right? We have literally unlimited gold. I can't tell what's going on here, but a huge force of allies just zerged up, which is beautiful. That was very much needed. It looks like that's the 8th Corps. And I have an archer division that's attacking. I want this 7th Corps to spread out. That's better. I've got these guys chasing after me, it feels like. I want you guys at the gate. Don't chase me. Maybe they heard that I shit gold. As soon as I said they shit gold, all of my troops started chasing me. They're like, this guy shits gold? I want to be near this guy. Maybe he'll shit. When does the gold get shit? That's what that felt like. Did the enemy rout? I don't see any enemy forces at all. Let's get this 5th Corps, if I can. Try to stretch it up here. I want it in line formation. Come on, baby. Sometimes the UI is hard to function. Hard to get to function. Just like the first battle here, we're going to enjoy a little bit of horseback, but I'm not going to stay on this horse. You see how ineffective it is. On the ground, I'm lethal. On a horseback, I'm kind of ungainly. Plus, I'm like a target. Like, all the Manavolitons are over there. Their eyeballs are getting big. They're like, look at that stupid fuck on the horse. Let's kill that guy. Then they realize it's the Lord, the Jarl, who has $1 million bounty and supposedly shits gold, and, you know, I'm just a magnet. So we'll fight on foot. The horse is kind of a periodic fun thing I do. In a siege, I've been kind of playing around with it a little bit more, but with my build, with 330 athleticism and a super fast axe, It just makes a lot more sense for me to fight on foot. So I still can't tell what's going on. I'm sure I told these guys to form a square at the gate. Get to the gate. I don't know if I fucked something or if something else happened, but I'm trying to plug this fucking gate up, and I've got these guys all chasing after me looking for gold. Finishing that point, though, at one point during my campaign, I'm not exaggerating, folks, we had like 60 or 70 million gold, right? Like, it's limitless. We were making 15 or 20 or 25,000 per day with our possessions. You know, we had very, very high level, mature cities. And any notion that, like, you know, one guy was like, yeah, whatever, you keep posting videos supposedly of you playing well, and we know you're cheating, you've got 13 million gold, and I'm just, like, exasperated. Like, come on, man. Does it look like we're cheating here? We're smoking the enemy here is what we're fucking doing. These guys are just running in like dipshits. 3 at a time. Oh, you got a fucking hit on, motherfucker. The sergeant crossbowmen, those guys make me uncomfortable. They got that very fast swinging mace, and a mace does more damage, that blunt damage, to high-end armor. Those guys I kill with a vengeance. Just like the Manavolitons, when I see those guys, they get my full attention. There are not many units in the game that get my full attention. The Palace Guards for sure, Khans Guards, obviously Battanian Fiend Champs, Legionnaire with their mace, they'll smoke you. Those Sergeant Crossbow. There's like 4 or 5 units that I really pay attention to when they're close. I guess you can add the Battanian Falksmen. Those motherfuckers do a lot of damage and they swing their weapon fast. The shield infantry I just kind of like snicker at. The guys that have like a weak sword. Well, this is perfect. The gate is jammed up. There's 10,000 fucks trying to pour in the gate. They're trickling up the ladders over there so we can rain down some of these rocks. It's very slow and inefficient. I might be able to do more damage right here at the gate. Yeah, so this is perfect. The enemy stacked themselves up at the gate here. Whoop, I guess we're winging our own troops. Well, those guys didn't get winged. They got flat out killed. We'll try to get a little better angle here. Don't need to kill. We only have 400 troops. We can hardly afford a bunch of friendly fire here. The enemy has absolutely packed themselves in here. Hallmark card style for me. Just thank you very much. I'll send you guys a thank you card after this fucking massacre. I mean, they couldn't have packed themselves any tighter in there for me. And now it's just a question is, can our archers whittle down this force before our squares melt down, right? We've got like 70 guys here, 60 guys in this square, and the square's starting to bulge already. A square will start to bulge when the enemy basically shoves their way into it. And I've gotten used to what this looks like. Usually when that happens, I don't know, the timing on it is not, I wouldn't say it's consistent. But I think after that, in this situation, you usually have like a few minutes before that bulge breaks. And you need to be ready for that, right? Here's that Sergeant Crossbow fuck. When these bulges, when that square breaks, look at this dipshit. Yeah! Just takes a headshot. Yeah, so here, this is a situation where intervention is necessary, right? The square is starting to bulge. I've got these other units, and I want them to physically jam the gate. So what do? I tell the 5th Corps, or the 5th Corps, charge and form a square, right? I basically want their asses up here getting into this gatehouse. Anything to jam this gate up so that the enemy's not pouring through like a tidal wave. We just don't have the troops for an extended courtyard mosh pit here. I'm actually getting sore. I've been fighting so long in these 2 sieges. It's really 3. I'm probably not going to include that first battle in this episode, but these 3 back-to-back battles must have been almost 2 hours long. At this stage, at least an hour and a half long. In fact, I just glanced over at my phone. It's over an hour and a half for these 3 battles. I know there's time in between, like when you're upgrading troops and whatnot, but this has been unbelievable. I think my mouse finger It must be twice the size of the rest of my fingers at this stage with all the clicking. Click, click, click. Now I'm trying to move it back just enough, right? There's a delicacy here, a balance here, because I want the enemy to take nasty enfilade fire, but I don't want there to be a huge breach. So I'll move the square back literally like 5 feet, 3 to 5 feet, and just kind of open a window for these archers, this enfilade fire here from behind me, to absolutely smoke the enemy. I mean, these guys are just going to work. Anytime they get an opening, these guys are shooting. There's guys all the way up that hillside, and that's what I was talking about, right? When we first started defending this castle, that's what I meant. This castle defense positioning is perfect. You have this extra high ramp right here. These guys can shoot. There's plenty of room to spread out troops. There's nothing in the way either. These guys can just fire away. Let's get this square in there. I'm trying to pull another archer tranche because we're going to line them up on this square here. And these guys shooting downhill into a trapped enemy is just the most savage thing I've seen in Bannerlord in a long time. I think this castle is unique. This layout is unique. And that's a really cool feature of Bannerlord. There are cookie cutter designs, which is actually realistic to history. There would be some castles, the Mott and Bailey and whatnot, where the castle defense would be, or the castle build would be pretty similar over and over again, right? Once they realized once it worked, well, don't fuck with something that's not broken, right? But this is a great feature of Bannerlord. While there's a bunch of... the sun is kind of bleaching out the colors here. This happens sometimes with the time pass mod. Look at these fucks just pouring in. But the fact that there are these incredibly well-designed, unique castles is just one of the very many things I love about Bannerlord. People love to hate it. There's plenty of people that say this and that about it, and it's buggy and the AI sucks. Considering what they've done here with 1,000 guys, all with their own AI running around on the battlefield with these intricate, beautifully designed castles, errors aside, I know the game can be better, but this is an amazing game. There's a handful of guys coming up the ladders, but I'm not even going to pay those guys attention. I'm just kind of scrounging everywhere I can to look for a few more balls here because our square is slowly being whittled down, and we're going to get to the state where we have to charge with archers again. It's just not going to be tenable. I can actually see it starting to bulge again. These guys here are pushing into that square, and that's what I'm talking about, that bulge. And what they're doing is they're basically filling the void where, look at, I've got my overhand fucking... this absolute... Look at this guy's fucking stuck in the wall. There's a guy stuck in the wall. I think he's dead. I hope he's dead. But there's a fucking enemy force stuck in the wall here. I've got my lightning overhand strike. It's something I've been working on for a while. The motion of it, I can't even explain it. You kind of go back and forward as you're swinging. And the strikes then become incredibly deadly and fast. But so the enemy's effectively replacing the guys in the center of your square as they push in, and suddenly you don't have a square anymore, right? You have like a donut or a U-shaped configuration, and it's much weaker defense. Now look at this enfilade fire, right? This is absolutely destructive. This is 100 archers back there, unbelievably destroying everything in sight. I mean, the enemy is getting scorched. And again, you know, it's not realistic. There's no friendly fire. I'm just waltzing right through the arrows here. But what a castle defense. For the way that Bannerlord works, I don't know if I can envision a better designed castle. Now, I've got this archer division. I'm trying to move to the other side here so I have a unit that can charge, because if that square continues to bulge, we're going to have to charge again with archers. By no means, for those wondering, like at this stage, is the enemy defeated? I don't think so. Like, the enemy still has middle tier troops, and what, they have 4,500, right? So, you know, now we're only outnumbered, I don't know, 300 to 2,500, right? We're still massively outnumbered, and indeed, they are starting to push through this fucking square. It's getting chaotic again. The courtyard is starting to stack with bodies. There would be like a river of blood pouring out of here. I apologize for the lighting. Hopefully it doesn't bother anybody. This is a function of the time pass mod. Yeah, look at this guy. He's shot in the face and nailed to the wall. It's so amazing. But this time pass mod, it's great. It allows time to pass in the game, but it doesn't do it perfectly. The game design system is not designed perfectly for time pass. Otherwise, the AI, the developers would have put that in, right? I don't need to explain what I'm doing right now. I can have this little side venture. I'm killing everything that these archers don't shoot. Look at that fucking fire. God, that's ruthless. But the time pass mod is not perfect, and sometimes you get sort of a quasi-sunset twilight look to the battlefield as right now. It sort of starts to bleach out some of the colors or make the tint look kind of strange. That's what's going on here. Don't adjust your monitor or wonder what the fuck's going on with your device. And I'd love feedback on this. I started using this because I would fight battles and it would be the same time for the whole long battle, and it just never felt realistic to me. But I also don't want it to feel like Candyland where it's all fake and unrealistic. I like it because it provides more visibility. In a dark battle like this, you can't see shit. Yeah, we've got to send our archers up here. They've totally breached. But in a dark battle like this, it's nice to be able to actually see. And you can see the colors still. You can clearly see the units. I prefer this, but if you guys hate it, you know, I'll listen. You guys are ultimately the reason I'm making these videos. It's not like I come back and watch my own videos for fun. I mean, I'll watch them occasionally to learn something or a mistake. But you guys are the reason that I'm making these videos. So if you don't like them, all you gotta do is speak up in the comments. And similarly, I appreciate it if you guys say, "Hey, I do like it. It adds, you know, a good element to the battle." I like the time pass mod. Wow, this siege is starting to break down. This looks very bad. We probably don't have any reinforcements, and the enemy is just, they're pushing their way through, right? This is so many troops. It's a never-ending onslaught. It will end eventually. Either we're going to run out of troops or they are. But it just seems like the momentum has switched to the enemy here. Now, I look up at the death spam, though, and it's green, it's green, it's green, right? We still have high-end troops left. These guys, this hardy, whatever it is, there's probably 100 guys here. These guys are fucking holding out. And fortunately, at this stage, the enemy is down to low-level troops, right? We're fighting Tier 3, Tier 2, and Tier... I don't know, I haven't seen any recruits, but Tier 3 and Tier 2 units. Alright, so the gate is secure. Jesus Christ, I can catch my breath here. And we can start... these guys are too far in the gate. I don't want you guys pushing all the way in the gate. Now the light really is kind of like a neon color. But I'm not going to be able to adjust it mid-battle here. We're just going to have to play through this. Right now, I'm concerned about trying to hold off this fucking avalanche of enemies. Our guys are getting too far in the gatehouse here. I want the enemy to come out for that enfilade fire, right? I want those arrows whizzing down from the fucking hillside, whizzing in from these angles. And then, once the enemy's sufficiently vulnerable, we'll charge. Die, motherfuckers! Oh, I think they're routing. Another head's lopped off. I would rout. I can't tell what's going on here. Like, half the guys are attacking me. Fuck, I'm gonna get zerged and killed at the end of this battle. Rout, you motherfuckers. There's a bunch of archers. Half their forces are routed. I see their forces running off, and their archers are like trying to attack here. God, these guys are relentless. Kill these motherfuckers. I sent in my infantry here. We're dragging the archers because it's time for a little aggressive press on the enemy. It's risky. If the enemy starts setting up another wave of archers, we're going to get shot to pieces. But fuck it. Once you're at this stage, you're kind of committed. I think they just broke. It was just like a wave. They all started running. Fuck yeah. Back-to-back, gigantic, epic sieges. That was incredible. We got some neon white walls going on our castle. I admit it's not perfect. But these two battles might have been, that might have been the closest to two perfect sieges that I've ever fought. Considering the circumstances especially. Look at this guy's totally bloody. Looks like he had an eye slashed open or something. You know, considering that was it really was 3 fights in a row. You know, it's 2 that I'll probably upload to the video that you're watching now. I know that's kind of a strange way to think about it. I'll come in and edit these videos, and look at this. The bodies are literally stacked. It looks like they're stacked 3 or 4 feet high. There's blood smudges everywhere. What a fucking crazy bloody battle. But again, to fight these back-to-back incredibly difficult battles like this with wounded troops and militia, what do we have? 450 troops, right? And we've got 100. We should have more than 160 left. Another 500 find the end of their life at Zuvan's axe or his fireballs, and ultimately, that Fiend champ said it right. Victory is ours, right? Jesus, what an incredible couple battles. No question that fits the definition of epic siege, right? If you didn't enjoy that, I don't know, maybe you got bored or the bleaching of the colors bothered you, but that was amazingly fun to fight, and hopefully that was thoroughly enjoyable to watch. Got some mundane loot here, and it looks like there's 17 Western Empire forces that got away. We'll let those guys go home, go back to the Western Empire, and tell their fellow comrades in arms to never attack Jogurus Castle again. This is our castle, this beautiful, well-defendable castle. Look at 249 troops left. We're banged up, but we're not defeated. All right, well, let me know what you think of this series, friends. Please comment and like all of the normal things I say at this stage. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time for watching this. Thanks again for watching, fellas, and I'll see you guys next time.